Right. Oh, I'm on the wrong scene. I didn't update the times. Yeah, we're not prepared. We're not prepared, but that's okay. We're going to make it through it. Countdown. I got to update this real quick. Hello, everybody. Go here. Clone this. Change the date. 11. Make it. Copy. Paste. Enter. Boom. Text. Come over here. Boom. All right, now I think we're good. We've got the right stuff going on. I think we're set. We're set. Hello. Mama Hunt, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Taryn. Appreciate that. Hello to everybody. I see Daniel, Austin, David, Candle Gal, Dragon Drake, Kevin. What's up, guys? What's up, Jaeger? What's up, Zibby? How we doing? What's up, New Not New? Thank you for the happy birthday. Appreciate that. What's up, D&D Nerd? Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Austin. Let me post in the Discord real quick. You hit that. That way we'll get some folks in here. Happy birthday. Thanks, David. At work, as per usual, but had to slip in chat. Happy birthday. Thank you, Zai. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Happy birthday. You can put the stores that Jersey are getting more dice. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate that. Hold on. I could, yes. When the pre-show ends. For those of you who don't know, so real quick, we are going to be doing, I don't think Jaded is in here yet, but for those of you who didn't see the post, there will be a bingo. We have started a Critical Role pre-show bingo game. And basically during, hey, jump on the happy birthday super chat train. Thank you. Bound Bob, I appreciate that. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And then Dragon Drake, what is it? Right in a row. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Dragon Drake, thank you. So we got a happy birthday and a jumping on the happy birthday super chat train. Appreciate that, guys. Jaded is here. Okay, so I'm going to go over it. And if Jaded is kind of in control of this, that it's their thing. So, but the idea is that during this pre-show, you guys will give suggestions for what the squares should be in this. And then we'll provide a link. And when you click the link, it will randomize them. So everybody should have a different bingo card. You know, there's a chance that, you know, some percentage chance that people end up with the same cards. But either way, you guys will give suggestions in the chat. Jaded will be basically compiling them and then putting them into bingo card format and then giving a link. And when you click that link, you will get your own bingo card. And there is a channel in the Discord where people can share their bingo cards. So Big Dog, thank you for the 1999 with a happy birthday. Really appreciate that. Thank you. So we will be doing Critical Role bingo. So yeah, Trouble Sport, happy birthday. Hey, thank you, Trouble. Thank you over on Twitch. Let me catch up here. What's up, Dane? What's up, Mr. Fish? Hello. Vlad, thank you. Double, thank you. Bone, thank you. Bree, thank you. This dude Marston's just got a membership. Sounds good, Caleb. Heck yeah. Oh, you got a beacon one? Nice. Shore Gamer, thank you. Sunken. Welcome in. It should be a good one. Summer, thank you. Yeah, so we will be doing the bingo thing. Yes, there will be different bingo cards each week. So people have different ideas. So if you think something might happen tonight, for instance, like maybe a suggestion is ritual at the play, or right, like you can say different things. Yeah, Nat 20 could be on the card. Oh, you forgot with Bree, thank you. I saw your message. It's the biggest Gemini's birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you, Bree. Really appreciate that. Ori Boris, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Sliced, I'm sorry that thing is not working for some reason. Maybe I just don't have it on this scene. 1 second, guys. Hopefully this doesn't break anything. Let me see if it's on this one. blurps. That might be it. All right, let me go back. Let me go back. Can I paste blurps in there? I don't know if it's through blurps or not, but here, I'll try it so you don't waste to see if the cantina. Although, actually, if you play that, oh, maybe that's why I shouldn't. If it plays on YouTube, it will actually, I'll get flagged and it'll say that like I can't monetize because it played the Star Wars Cantina song. So now that I think about that, I'm going to delete that because I think that has happened before. That 15-second, it's not even 15 seconds, it's like 7 seconds, and it will be like, oh, you got flagged. So, here we go. Bree, thank you for the 40 months on Twitch. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Since it's your birthday, what would you like to see happen on tonight's episode? I want to see Mara get rescued. I want to see interactions with Mara because Mara has answers. Mara knows what the Ozzy was doing. So I want that. I want Mara to some conversations with Mara. To everybody else who said happy birthday, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Candle, Sherry, Caleb, thank you guys. Really appreciate that. Einra, Nurse. But yeah, there will be Danny. There will be bingo, so you can give suggestions. Jaded will try to keep up with all of them, put them together. No promises that all of your suggestions will get into the list, but Jaded will put it together. There is a channel in the Discord, which you can find the Discord link down below, specifically for as long as if you join, you choose actual plays. There's bingo critical role, and you can share your card, and then you can share, like, you know, as you've got like 3 or 4 completed. It's just a place to share cards as you go and be able to be like, bingo, like I got it, like that sort of thing. So there will be critical role bingo starting. That is going to be a part of our shows for those who are interested in that. So shout out to Jade for coming up with that. Thank you, Yet It Is. Thank you, Rubber. Thank you. Okay, Short Gamer wants the mask on a random person. Okay. Rubber, thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you. Appreciate that. If you got a gifted sub from Rubber, please say thank you. We got a couple folks over there who got gifted a subs. Make sure to give a big thank you for that, and thank you Rubber Room for the gifted subs, man. Kaylee, hello. I hope you have a great day, and we had get a good episode tonight. I hope so too. I think this is going to be a great one. I do think this is going to be a good one. Hello, Julia. Somebody gets bloodied. Oh, that's a good one. I could see that. Yeah, somebody gets bloodied is a solid one. That can go on the potential list. Do we think Julian will be able to curb his bloodlust during mission? Yes. Yes. I gotta do something real quick, but I'll be at my desk ready for suggestions in 5. Okay, guys, so hold your bingo card suggestions until then. Mobius, you are in the critical role chats, right? It's right below the critical role chats. There's bingo-critical-role. So you should see it there. I can try to tag you in there. Math Mobius DM. Yeah, I just tagged you in the channel that has it in there. If you want to do that. PC death can be on the card for sure. Again, save some of these. And I apologize for the notification sounds, guys, if that's bothering you. There's only 2 more left. And it was very nice of Rubber Room to do that. So I'm not sorry. Or maybe they did it in a different order. That was the last one. And if I missed your happy birthday, thank you. If I missed it, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, you idiot.
Thanks a lot, you idiot. Atlanta, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Appreciate that. So excited for this episode. Same. This is what it's like. This is the one episode that I feel like it's all been built up to, right? Like from the beginning, it's kind of been all built up to episode 29 in a way. The play. We've all been waiting for the play. So, I mean, this is a huge moment in the campaign. like what happens with this, right? It's big. This is a big moment, so I'm excited to see where we go from here. What's up, little bun bun? Kids violin recital, so I missed that. They were also with hey, heck yeah. Happy to hear it. The bingo is coming up as a private channel for me, so had to add. Fair enough. Private channel for, oh, is it? Yeah, let me know if anybody's struggling to get into the bingo channel for this, and we can figure that out. Oh my god, I should go to the YouTube chat. The YouTube chat is the most active for these pre-shows. Bree for sure. There's still some chat in there, and you can see everybody's chats on the side. But without a doubt, the YouTube, yeah, the last 2 or 3 we've sat at like 300. We've peaked at over 300 concurrents over there. So, is this the last episode of Convergence, or is it 2 more? We don't know, Mark. Like there's no confirmation, but we also do know that they're going on break. On July 9th is the first one or the last one of the, I can't remember now, but yes, they're going on break soon. So it's like, would they really swap to a different thing for just like 2 episodes? I don't know. The Overture was 4 episodes, so I think Convergence will be 4 as well. Yeah, that's what a lot of people were thinking, but again, because they're going on a break after for 6 weeks, it would almost make more sense to stick with everybody through that and then, or use the last episode or so of that to have people split off. So yeah. Yeah, it should be in the actual play section. Just make sure you guys don't have, or like the drop down isn't messed up on that. I'm just gonna do actual, I'm just gonna tag actual play and see if that activates for everybody in there. Critical Role bingo. Hopefully that'll let everybody. I just tagged everybody in actual plays for the bingo Critical Role channel. Let's see. There's a ritual carried out as all the components are in order at the hallowed round. What will the outcome be? I don't think they're trying to open a door to favor the underworld. So yeah, I don't know. And I'm not sold on the idea that the Taconis were trying to do something at the play. I think a lot of that has just been like the players and the community being like, oh, I think this is going to happen. But in actuality, it's like, Brennan's like, dang, you guys are kind of off. Like, yeah, something might happen. But it's not the craziness that like the players and the community are thinking. I think that's completely possible. Mirakit, hello. Thank you. Appreciate that. Whose body do you think Belair will take next? Well, right now he's just in mask form because he was like, yo, put me on, Tyranny. And Tyranny was like, nah. So, I mean, yeah. Still at work, but happy birthday still for tonight's episode. Thank you, Paige. Appreciate it. Thank you. It should be a banger. I never write in chats. I didn't really have people talk to about Critical Role since I discovered it a year ago. Thank you for giving me a place, dude. Happy birthday and best wishes. Thank you, Miros. I'm so glad you found a spot that you feel comfortable talking. Poland, how many fights? Yes. Is May in here? Because I was gonna mod May to help with that last time, but they were unable to make it. I think she'll eventually put on the mask. Yeah, I think so. But we could definitely do that. I can try to do the poll for this one. Yeah, how many fights tonight? We can do that. Start a poll. All right, there we go. Poll is up for how many fights tonight. Go ahead and figure that out. Do we think the last episode of Convergence? We just don't really know 78. to be fair, because if they ended it, that means if they ended the convergence now, they do 2 episodes of like whatever comes next, and they would be off for weeks. And it's also potentially that they take off a week before they swap to Age of Umbra. So we might not even get that, right? So if this was the last episode, I don't remember. Is it they start on July 9th is the Age of Umbra thing? In which case, they would do tonight. They'd have 2 episodes, then maybe an off week, or 3 episodes, and then they swap. So I really don't know when it comes to that. What's up, Monday? In regards to splitting tables, Taryn on Twitch says, I wouldn't be surprised if they split in the first episode back after the break. It would give everyone time to decide where they're going and sync schedules. Also serves as a refresher after the break. Otherwise, the last of the 3 tables won't have been seen for months. True, but that's kind of just like a tough spot to be in general when you're taking 6 weeks off and you have individual tables. Because like the third group is going to have the hardest time, right? They're going to be gone for so long. You're going to be a month and a half break. Then you come back with the first table, they do their arc. Then you go to the second table and they do their arc. And then you finally get to you. So yeah, a 6-week break is not ideal for what they're trying to do. It is Thursday, Pico. Hello, hello. All right, Jaded says they're ready for bingo suggestions. Yeah, 25 spots on the bingo card. Is that including the free in the middle? So in which case, only 23 suggestions can be made, really. But I'll say it again, since now we're at 130 to 150 people. We are doing Critical Role bingo. Jaded is taking suggestions for the bingo cards. Jaded will then place them all in the squares into a randomized thing where when we give you the link, when you click it, it will give you a random. So it'll have all the same things, but they'll be randomized. So like different people will, have different cards. And then we have a Discord channel where you can share your bingo card once you've got it, to show like, hey, here's what mine looks like, or hey, here's how many I have by the break and stuff like that. So just if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord, or just play on your own with one of the things by the end of it. So let's see. I've kind of changed my mind on the theater fight. I'm not sure one will happen there, which is crazy because there are like 7 players going there, and then Hannon as well, something like that. I don't remember exactly the groups, but like that has the biggest group. We know campaign for a while. Correct, Raj. It's on the same day, Raj. Yeah. It's not a D&D campaign. It'll be Daggerheart, and it only features Matt and Laura Bailey. The rest are like different people that aren't the original cast, or people. None of the other people are from even campaign 4. P-Walk, thank you. Not quite 50 yet, but thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that. That's kind of crazy when I think about the fact that I'm getting closer to 50. I still feel so young. I think they'll have to defend the place so it can be finished. Well, I'm curious who's going to attack it then if the Taconis, all the houses and their lords are at the Halivars. Like, who's going to attack the play if they're all there? Is what I'm curious about. I thought Robbie was doing it. I don't think so. I'm excited for today's episode, but I'm not able to watch today. Dang, Monday. You hate to see it. I understand why they're doing the break, recording family, waiting for Bria, etc. It's just summertime. Like they normally do a summer break, right? So, and it lets them have like stocked up episodes or whatever for when they come back and stuff, like, pregnancies happen. So really do think the Ozzy and Dakonis were working together. Then he went off script to make me think how you think the Ozzy and the Dakonis were working together. Interesting. Telling y'all, Brennan likes setting up these big set pieces, then rug pulling, so it could be anything at the theater. Yeah, I'm leaning towards it not being a as big of a thing as people are thinking it's going to be at the theater. That's just my thoughts, though, is that it won't be as big of a thing as folks are thinking. Since he was after the Aussie, yeah, but the Aussie isn't there, so like, why would he do that? I guess is what I'm curious about. Anyone think someone is going to die? I think it's the most likely time, like saving Mara, maybe. Somebody may die there. Strella says, I love Zach the Bold. I'm excited to see him. The Umber campaign. His TikTok's really funny. He followed me on TikTok 2 days ago. Funny enough. Yeah, Zach followed me on TikTok 2 days ago. I live in Germany. It's 2 a.m. here, but I'm actually considering staying up for this. So excited. Arseno, it seems like it's going to be a really good one. I don't blame you for it. I mean, again, I said this earlier. This is what everybody's kind of been building up to, right? Like the whole thing has been building up to the play. It's been brought up so many times that it's just like, yeah, you kind of expect that this is going to be where some major things happen, some big shifts and things like that. So definitely checks out. And when you guys join the Discord, if you're trying to do the bingo, make sure you select actual plays as well. So you can access it. And then I'll put the little tag in the welcome channel if you can't find it. Let's see. There are theories now that Nullus is the true BBEG. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I could see it. Powerful, undead, translucent face in the underworld. Yeah. I mean, I still feel like we're so early that, you know, there could be something greater. But right now, he does seem like a big part of whatever the Draconis are doing. So certainly possible. Maybe they're trying to bring him back from the dead, right? Like maybe that's something. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? The United States. No, probably Argentina or England. I think the V Aurora is going to be the big thing tonight. Well, I think that's a big role play thing, unless there are, like, there's a combat there for some reason, because there's like 30 something lords and ladies there, so that'd be kind of crazy. So I'm not sure about that. Pen and Pedal says, I feel like need a massive conspiracy wall covered in red string to understand the politics and scheming. Yeah, there's certainly a lot. Noctopus, hello. There could be a fight when the Halavar tried to stop the play from continuing by force. Question not implemented by how, but yeah, do we know? Also, thank you for the happy birthday. Do we know that they're going though? Again, like all of these, they're hosting. Their house is the literal hosting place for the meeting. So I'm very curious about that, because a lot of people think that like the Draconis are doing something at the play and the Halavars are doing something at the play, but it's like they're at a meeting, you know, like they're a part of that. So unless the meeting isn't as long as the play, yeah, that's possible. I'd be kind of disappointed if something huge didn't happen at the theater just because it's been building up for so long. Yeah, but Brennan hasn't been building it up though, so I actually, it will not bother me at all. Because Brennan has not been like, yo, this play is huge. Like, yo, this play is going to be this crazy thing, right? To me, it was like, I think the play has a potential to be inspiration to turn the city against the houses. Like, that's the big thing for me. I was like, to me, nothing really pointed towards like, oh, there's a ritual and demons are going to come out of the ground and there's going to be like, because it was like, why would the Aussie have taken part in that? Right? Like, why would he have done that? So I don't know. I'm not going to be upset if there's not like the craziness people think is going to happen at the play, I guess. Char says, hi, I'm new here. Just wanted to say I just finished watching Calamity. It was amazing. Heck yeah, people love Calamity. I've heard nothing but good things about Calamity, and I haven't watched it. Let's see. Kaylee says, yeah, Cadigan needs to keep his head down. Grandma wants his head. That's the person I'm like, oh yeah, if someone is dying, it's him. Before Wick went to his grandmother, I would say yes. Now, less so, because she knows where her grandson is and that he's safe. So she might still dislike him and kill him if he like appears in front of her. But I don't think she's chasing him as much now, if that makes sense. Daniel says Dakonis might summon some sort of undead horde to attack the play. The bigwigs are at the meeting, but their forces could be striking other places. It's possible. Yeah, there's that stuff is certainly possible. But think about all we've heard about the Taconis. Their forces were, they're like being thinned out, like they're going different locations. So the idea that like they're also attacking there just to me feels like, well, how do they have the forces for that when they're struggling to get people to these other locations and whatnot? So. I got another day off tomorrow, so this is actually my last late night. I think this is the one to go out on. Hopefully get to see a good bit of the show tonight. I'm with it. I'm with it. This is a good one to go out on. There's no doubt. Bill, hello, welcome in. I think the Ozzy's the big bad of the campaign personally. Really? That would be a pretty wild twist. I would wonder why, like how he's the big bad, you know? Priority Steve in regards to the places. I think something big will happen. I think Team Birdwatchers and Spies will learn what's going on down at the theater, and everyone will come together there for the finale next week. So you don't think we finish the play tonight or anything. You think it starts and then like the break in over for the bird, Mara happens and all that, but that's it. Excited to hear the reaction to Primus's speech at the meeting. Same. I wonder if Brennan's going to do it. Like if we're going to hear it. Like actually, instead of it just being something we got at the beginning, you know? I'm curious about that. Daniel, thank you for the $5 super chat. New season of Vox Machina is excellent. Terry and My Wayward Son was a lot of fun. I haven't watched the latest 3 yet. I haven't done 4, 5, and 6. I did watch 1, 2, and 3. I did watch 1, 2, and 3. I did enjoy those. So it sounds like the next of it, 4, 5, and 6 are going to be good. How much do you think Azune influenced how the Einphasen will act with Taconis? I think a good amount. I think a very, very good amount. He will have them very much questioning and pressuring people to potentially go against. I just don't know how it'll go. Shinigami, hello. I heard Wikander went off on the group. Can I get some context on that? He stood up for himself and was like, your idea is dumb when I can just walk in and spy on the Halibars. Like, I am a Halibar. I can just walk in. And so he got aggressive with them. It was a great scene. Sam crushed the last episode. Between that scene and the scene with his grandmother, he crushed episode 28. Like, Sam was MVP of episode 28, I think. Jay, hello. Happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. What about how when he gives speeches, I feel like he might not make it? I think a fight might happen after the performances. The play isn't changing. That'd be kind of wild to be like, oh, we didn't listen to what you suggested for our play, and now the Halivars just like try to slaughter them in the middle of the theater. That'd be kind of wild. What would be ideal 3 tables if they were to switch them up? Oh, I have no idea. Caleb. I'd have to think a bit heavy on that. Maybe I'll circle back to it. I'm trying to catch up on the chat because that would require a lot of thinking of pairings and who I want to see together and stuff like that. Thank you, Goober. Thank you, Char. Appreciate the happy birthdays. How does Wick escape the Votarch? She's never letting him out of her sight. Yeah, she did say that. Now, whether or not that's going to be factual, we don't know. But she did say that she'd never let him go again. So, the best way to not be implicated in a crime is to have an alibi and meeting good. Oh, that's true. The meeting could just be the alibi. I think the bird rescue will happen first. Well, they're supposed to start at the same time. Brennan made it clear that like they're the 3 things that people are doing. Like the meeting is taking place is starting when the play is starting, when they are going to Obermist because the people are at the play, right? So all 3, like they were gonna have 3 split groups. Doesn't mean one won't last longer than the other, but. Sorry, trying to catch up on chat here. Huffdut says Brennan has actively tried to correct the players from thinking the houses have anything ritual planned for the play multiple times. He just won't outright say it's wrong. Yeah, I've also felt like it's a lot of them thinking that this paint is some ritual, some door, some whatever, and like that's the players theorizing more so than Brennan has made us think that. I have felt that way. I don't know that I felt that Brennan has tried to tell them it's not true, but I have felt like the players have done this massive theorizing as to what this is, and none of it has really come from anything Brennan has said. What's up, Boise? Snap. Forgot. Happy birthday. May the beam reach you. Thank you, Bach. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, the stuff that claps? Consider bigger than mess, in your opinion? Gimmerk, I don't know. I think I'm a messy guy. Like, between Messi and Ronaldo, I think I'm a messy guy. Photark states her own assassination, so wouldn't put it past her to launch an attack on the theater with forces disguised as something else. Very true. Maybe she has the Argosians attack the theater. Yeah, completely possible. She just has the Argosians attack the theater. I think it's already been stated that the Aussie was an unwilling participant in this ritual, fighting later on and doing what he can to stop it. I don't remember that. Look at this birthday boy. So cute. Thanks. What is bothering me is that Halovars wanted to delay the play so desperately, considering that the blood paint thing was most likely. Taconis died. I really think Taconis tries something huge. While they're at the meeting, though, and their forces are spread out, and they lost a ton of them at the Golden Orchard and all that stuff. Is it a hot take to like these episodes longer? I personally enjoy longer episodes as it gives more time to let ideas simmer, less dense. I think there are plenty of people who feel the same way you do. I'm not one of them. Especially as, again, but I come from a different place. As somebody who's actively taking notes the entire time, 5 hours and 4 minutes of note taking to be able to get a recap out by the weekend. I don't like 5-hour episodes. I do not like 5-hour episodes. Put it down, lock it in. I don't want it. I don't want it. But I know people do. So, Dragon Drake says on Cat vs. Grandma, but Wick Bakesy verified that he was with Cat, so wouldn't that be justify to kill him? He didn't say he was kidnapped by Cadigan, though, right? He just was like, Cadigan's like not a great person. But again, I think it doesn't mean that she wouldn't still like him dead. I think she cares less. When she thinks he knows something about her missing grandson, then she might be like, track that mother effer down, let's torture him, let's find out. But then when she finds her grandson, then like the nest, it's not as urgent to deal with Cadigan, is all I mean, right? It's just not as urgent anymore. Wick is home. What's up, Mortos? Welcome in. Swallow D's, what's up? Gonna be big tonight, maybe act 1 of a solid 2-parter. That, yeah, that's true. What happened to Tyranny with Tyranny and Julian? Yeah, that's a new one, Mitchell. Whatever happened with Tyranny and Julian, I'm very curious about as well. Tyranny is making it sound sexual. I don't know if it is, but Tyranny has made it sound sexual. I also want to know about the Shadow, but I think the thing I want to know most about is what Tayor and Azune know happened between Julian and Thjazi. Because they know something. And I want to know what that thing is. I want to know what happened with Julian Thjazi. Shazan says, Mora has got to lore drop so much when they hope. Yeah, because she should know everything, right? She should know everything about what Thjazi was trying to do. So Mara's going to have a ton. I'm going to try to catch up on chat real quick. Yo, what's up, Dispel? Thank you for the happy birthday. Like logically the Taconis really don't have a reason to attack the theater. I also am just not sure why they would need to, Jared. I feel like it's a lot of people like filling gaps and trying to come up with stuff, but like we have no knowledge as to why they would want to do that. Like the long episodes too. Yes, I think this will be one. I might watch the whole thing. Yeah. Not hyping it up. No, I mean not hyping it up as like, oh, the way that they're hyping it up. I think the play might be like a catalyst of getting the people of Dalmakyar to stand up, like the start of a real revolution. I think the play is like a thing like that. I think it's a little, to me, I think it's less that there's some crazy ritual that's going to open a portal to the underworld and all the demons are going to come up, and more of like a, this is what's going to get the people to stand up against the houses or something, right? Like I lean more towards that and its importance versus the other. But, you know, it's just me, one man's theory. Skipping down a bit, didn't go to particularly request seats for the play. I want to know who the leaders of the cloak are. Same. Pen and pedal, same. So hype, don't think I'll stay up for it though. Have to catch it in the morning. Totally fair. It's gonna be late. We'll be able to witness the meeting through him. Yes. Now, I imagine Brennan will kind of cliff notes it and say like they discuss these things and then this person gives this speech and then this person gives this speech versus like, oh, all these different houses, here's all their individual things they say and we like go around and around and around. Like that would probably be too much. When are we excited to get answered? I think I talked about that with the Azune and Julian thing. I'd like to know what happened with them. What's up, Ira? What's up, Leo? So on a scale from 1 to 10, how screwed is with Candor? I think Brennan was being very literal and not being able to leave. I think he might genuinely fight to get away from the Halo bars. I don't think he's that screwed because he actually tricked the grandmother, and so I think he's not really going to be under like lock and key, but I don't know. I think both the theater and Bird Rescue Group will have combat, but the meeting at the Candescent Create HQ will be between the two as an RP break. I think that's valid. All right, I'm skipping a little bit to catch up, guys. So if you said something you really want me to see, then say it again. What's up, Kevo? Nom nom nom. Hello. I've been waiting so freaking long for this theater performance. If they squeeze another game without it, I'm going to lose my mind. Zuna crushed his meeting with Auto 2, got promoted to Cats. Yeah, dude got promoted, given a hammer too. Guy got a whole new weapon. We might have to go into slow mode for the chat a little bit. Steven, thank you for the birthday. Hello, hello. Hello, Jenny. I'm so scared. Hey, Kelly. Yes, that's what I want to know with what Azune and Taylor know about the Ozzy and what Mara knows are the two big things I want to know information-wise. I agree. 100% agree. The play assigned to take a stand in Revolution, I agree. No, he never did, Winclair. He never talked to him. The guy that was under his mask. Do you think anyone's going to die? I think that this is probably the best chance for somebody to die. Yeah. Speaking of Yanessa having targets, really worried she's going to use that tuft of hair from Taylor to find and kill him. Yeah, can definitely use that for tracking, I imagine. Hope you're right. No individual speeches. Yeah, from like every house and Lord and Lady gives an individual speech. I agree about your theory about the play. Definitely looking like this simple to start the revolution, much like the resurrection of the Photarch was a symbol of their contingency for the. Yeah, exactly. We're getting the springboards for like the different places and things happening in this. Yeah. Model UN Aramon edition. Yes, that is literally what that is. Except for the Sundered Houses, they don't rule all of Aramon, right? Wait, no, because Timony, no, yeah, it's Kahad, right? They're in Kahad, and then Timony's the north, and that's all on Aramon. But either way, point still stands. What's up, Scott? I predicted by the end of the Convergence, most of our players would be on the run, or just taking fights, being in the battle against the houses. Shugly Goose, what a name! It'll bring the city to the underworld, and Thiazi has been planting the objects he's going to need on the other side. You think this stuff will transfer things to him? Okay. Do you think the rest of the characters will level up during the Convergence? Yes. Yeah, I think. I don't see a world where they really finish this and Brennan doesn't have everybody on the same playing field. that's typically like that is somewhat rough DMing. But I'm also comparing it to a normal game where like a lot of players would enjoy being like a level behind everybody else or 2 levels behind everybody else, sort of thing. But maybe for their show, they don't care, right? So their checks cash in either way. So maybe they don't care if they don't get a level up and everybody else does. But in a normal sense, yeah, you don't typically have your party or your players at different levels in the game. Traditionally, not saying it doesn't happen, but traditionally you don't. I'm gonna plug real quick again. We are doing Critical Role Bingo, guys. This is the first week of it. You can put your bingo box suggestions. So the bingo, they have 24 boxes or whatever. The middle one is free. We are taking suggestions to fill out the rest, and then we will provide a link, and that link will randomize them for you in particular. So then you will have your own bingo card. Somebody else will have a different one, all with the same things on them, but in different arrangements. And then we have a bingo Critical Role channel in the Discord where you can post your card when you get some, when maybe at the break you're like, here's where I'm at so far, or when you get bingo you can post it in there and do bingo. But feel free to join the Discord. We have the channel for that, and then we have channels for that other stuff too. But you can make your suggestions, and Jaded in the chat is collecting suggestions for the bingo card. What's up, Tahoe? What time will it be in Mountain Time? Oh, the show is Mountain, what, an hour behind me, I think? Or is it 2? It comes on at 10 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Pacific. Mr. Drawstuff says, can you talk a little about when Brennan called out Valus about the Stone Knight song? Called out in what way? Just said, like, you could take it if you want to? I think Brennan was just kind of saying, like, that is something her character could do. Like, given what she came here for and all that sort of stuff, she could take the stone and leave and go back to her abbey, right? Could happen. Just an idea. Nice problem to have. That's true. Oh yeah, I did say I was thinking about doing that. Jaden the Bard says, happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate that. Just so I can try to be caught up on chat, I might do that. Also, if you guys haven't already liked the live stream, do that for me for my birthday. Click the thumbs up button directly below. We'll do slow mode 10 seconds. Although I don't think that really like solves anything, but we won't find out tonight. I can already hear all the groans as Brennan leaves us in suspense. Yeah, it's quite possible. Arseno says, what is your take on the relation between the 4 houses at the moment? From what we know, it's pretty safe to say Einfosner are opposing Taconis and Halavar right now, but Halavar and Taconis. I think that they are likely to potentially form an alliance, but also be willing to not work with each other. So, yeah. And then the Cormorants, I'm curious to see if the meeting, like who's representing the Cormorants in the meeting, right? Because I think somebody pointed out last week that Lady Cormorant, Amaria, or I can't remember exactly her first name, she isn't the head of it, which I thought she was. So there might be somebody else there, and then we can learn something about that maybe. Being a handout, that's quite possible, Q. Yeah. How many episodes do you think are left before their break or all together, Jason? All together, I have no idea. Before the break, it's either 2 or 3. Independent states that aren't under the houses. Yeah, everybody plays besides Tim. He's been ruled by house, right? Well, he named some other places somewhat recently. I'm dying for a Teor, Julian, Thiazi, Azune flashback scene. Same. Critical, thank you for the happy birthday. Appreciate that. Jenny says, bingo prompt. Someone dies. Oh yeah, and Jaded says, feel free to at them. So at Jaded is watching with suggestions if you want to make sure that they see it. Large McBottom says, happy birthday. Thank you. I hope you get another interview with a cast member as a birthday present soon enough. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I mean, I'm gonna just start reaching out to people again. What's up, bees? You think Brennan is setting up Ozane for a sort of dual loyalty arc? Yes. He's forced out of his mental instability regarding how he sees himself as a tool. The Iron Files doesn't seem to want to use him. I think there's something else about him too that's tied to something else. So yeah, I think there is. D&D Fangirl says, the only time I've had different levels of players is when someone makes a new character or a new adventure joins, simply make them one level lower. Interesting. Okay. Do they catch up? Like, you do like, okay, like within, you'll get a double the next time or something, or do you just keep them behind? So the play is actually going to happen tonight. I do. Yeah. I think we're going to start off very close to that. We're going to start off with that time hitting, and we're going to have the 3 different groups, right? The group going to rescue Mara, the group that's at the Halabar State, the Via Aurora to witness the meeting, and then we're going to have the people at the play, all starting at the same time. Thank you, Alex, for the happy birthday. Appreciate that. Megan says, bingo, number of death rolls or characters who have to make death saving throws. Oh, Ryan, thank you for the happy birthday. Bees, thank you for the happy birthday. Bull, thank you. Penn, thank you. Paul, thank you. Alex says, I'm playing for a full minute of role play. I like that one. They also have to fit in the boxes too, so like they can't be too long, but I do like that. Yeah. Bingo suggestion 1. Sam wears a shirt with someone else's face on it. That is a good one. I watched the trailer for the Convergence one more time. Laura is wearing 2 different shirts that haven't appeared yet, so there might be 2 more episodes left. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. They might take it all the way to the break. And the very last episode before the break might be when they start to split into their groups, like they decide the groups. Blair says, I have an idea. That's a solid suggestion. I had this thought a couple episodes ago. What if the Aussies' plan is to reopen the doors to Fairy? Yeah, I mean, it's completely possible. I would want to know kind of like what the end all be all of that is, though, because they closed it because they got hit by necrotic energy. So it's like, what's the play? Like, what changes? What's different? Paul says, someone is going to die tonight. It will be an unexpected result of Wick's subterfuge with the Photarch. Adios, Tayor. Oh, I think Tayor is dead. Never. Let's see. Is Sam having a face shirt a potential bingo thing? Yeah, it's something that could end up on there. Like I said, you can tag Jaded on the YouTube chat if you have bingo ideas. And we'll be doing the bingo, so definitely keep paying attention to that and seeing what we can get on there. And then we'll give out a link in the last like 10 minutes or so of the pre-show to the bingo board, and then everybody will get a randomized version of that. And that will allow people to, get bingo and others to suffer. Think a big comment in the bird watching. Oh, 100% spectacular. I'm with you on that. I 100% think that that's what's going to happen. We're going to get a combat with them trying to rescue Mara. I am also too as well, says trailer outfits indicate still 2 more episodes after tonight. Yeah, somebody else said that as well. Yeah, you guys are all about counting outfits for this. Taryn over on Twitch says, I always think when I watch the start of an actual play that it makes more narrative sense that the players don't all start at the same level, especially this one where we have brand new to the material playing Tyranny and super naive Wit contrasting with war veterans. No, I agree. Like when you're doing something like this where you do have like that disparity and it's like, oh, you're all level 3, but Valus has been alive for over 1,000 years and is a warrior who fought in the Shapers War, same level. Right, like, and then you have, like you said, a demon who just came here and has no idea what they're doing. Wick, who has never done anything. Right, and then you have the war veterans who are going to be in the middle. Like, there is a lot. You have a mask that literally helped kill a god, and it's like, but they're all the same. I get it, but it's also like, it's a game, right? At the end of the day, it is a game, and the game has mechanics, and it needs to work a certain way. So yeah. Yes, Dr. Caliban. I think Wick. He was already invited. She already said that you're going to be at the meeting with me. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's already confirmed. Yo, what's up, Boneyards? Thought Sam and Ash last episode killed it. Oh yeah, Sam was MVP. I mean, he had 2 amazing moments last episode. Just absolutely stellar last episode. Squid, let me know if you can't find the channel for it. The bingo thing. Here, I will tag you in it just in case. I think this campaign will be 5 to 7 years long. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think we will still see, I think 7 years we won't see a lot of the main cast playing anymore. And so I think they're going to do one more. I could be wrong about it, right? It's just speculation. But I think that they'll do this one. It'll last maybe 2 or 3, and then they'll do one last campaign with the main cast, and then maybe like a send-off campaign, like a retirement campaign. That's just like my idea, though. I have nothing to really base that on, other than the fact that I think they'd get a massive boom in viewership of people returning for that, to see Matt back at the helm and all the cast back together and that sort of thing. They catch up fast, especially at higher levels. That's fair. Bingo free space. Brennan says amazing. That's a solid one for the free space instead of saying free space. Yeah. So I think there will be 3 fights. Valid. Lemons Mom says, happy birthday. Thank you. How exciting. How old are you? Or not, just curious. I turned 35 today. Turned 35. Halfway to 70. Alien Poot, thank you for the happy birthday. Anyone else feel deja vu when Tierney wondered why Julian was familiar and Belair proposed a strap? To reminder, hey, Trifling Troubles, thank you for the $5 super chat and the happy birthday. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like the whole scene occurred before in one of the first sessions. Well, he did the bra strap thing twice in like the last 2 or 3 sessions. And then she also made a comment about him in some other way. And then when he said something about butt, she was like, you and butt stuff or something. So there's something where maybe she disguised self, or maybe he was high and like they did stuff or so. I don't know, but it feels like there was some sort of sexual history there in some way. Oh, JD, you can't change the free one. That would have been another great one, though. Someone cries. Oh, that could be a good one. Daniel says, my first pre-show. Love your recap so far. Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you're finding them helpful, and welcome to a pre-show. How long is the break? Did they announce one? Yes, 6 weeks. They're doing Age of Umbra. Up to episode 31 is scheduled on the Critical Role site, and we know there's Umbra on the 9th. July 2nd is holiday break. Okay, so there we go. We got it. Got to make it 35 total then. Hey, thank you, Bound Bob, for another 15. Appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, okay. Sweet, Eugenie. So, yeah, we got that. Stephanie, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Happy birthday. Thank you. Welcome in. Yeah, so we're going to get the 2nd off. So that leaves us, what, 2 more episodes? We have the 18th and the 25th. Then they have a week off, and they come back with Umbra for 6 weeks. Put it in the Discord, but I'll put it here too. Bingo idea. Murray solves everything. Hope this campaign is as long as campaign 2. Cadigan gets attacked by the Halovars. What are the chances that Taylor dies, then he plays his brother and has a revenge-style arc? That would be interesting. He wouldn't have to change much, right? It's just another character with a Russian accent that's also a lion man, so... Travis becomes Sid. That would definitely be weird. But Taylor is Taylor, exactly. But then Taylor would be Sid, right? It wouldn't be Taylor as Taylor. It'd be Taylor as Sid. Sid as Taylor. Cadigan needs a strong showing tonight. He's been slipping. It's becoming a pattern. Yeah, I feel like he kind of shifted in a way. I said this a lot last week. I feel like Robbie has just been like a silly boy, dumb oaf and the Convergence. Like, he's just been doing a lot of that. I don't blame him. I think the one thing in front of the Halavars or the Photarch was just a mistake. I think that was just a simple player mistake, and it happens. But the rest of his play during the Convergence has just been like, "What? When did you become so silly and dumb? Like that isn't how you were playing before any of this. Like during the Soldier's Arc, during the Overture, like you were distance, you were like, you know, whatever. You didn't love being in the city, but you weren't a silly boy. And I don't mind if that's how he wants to play, but it is like a jarring thing to be like, when did you become this way? It's entertaining. It's fun. I wouldn't mind if he stuck with it. But like if he suddenly returns to the old way, it would just be like, who is your character? Like, what is their personality? Because we're getting very different things here. I'll go ahead and end that poll now as well for the comments. It looks like everybody's thinking we're going to get 2. And then roughly the same amount of people think we'll get 1 or 3. Is a Blared Mastiff face 100% death sentence? No, Jared. No, people. He's allowed people to take him off in the past, and I think he can also be overcome. Like people can kind of overpower him with it, so it's not like a lockdown. No. Elves are starting off at level 1, yet being alive for hundreds of years always sounds funny to me. That's valid. Bingo. Whitney has pink eyeshadow. For the bingo card, nat 20. Boneyard, that's valid, yeah, for why he did it. Somebody else tied it to Valus being like, you know, losing her god, like they kind of got drained of power and stuff like that. So that's something. Another really interesting thing that we learned is the idea that the Salandri, the god of the elves, didn't let them reproduce unless they like prayed for it to her. Like she had to approve their ability to reproduce. And now that she's gone, like no more elves are being born. Like the last elves to walk they're already here. That's another really interesting bit of information. Party Steamer goes to the play being big says, remember, House got all sorts of rerolls and bonus dice used during the play, so it'd be a big deal. Yeah, so that's the one thing that makes me think something will happen is because Brennan has been giving him like, oh, you can get like 3 chances at it and 3 D4s onto it and all that sort of stuff. So Kevin says prediction. I think the cold open is Team Bird watch starting to sneak in, then start the play, stop when it gets interesting, start meeting, break team. Okay. Eugenie says, my headcanon is Valus wasn't a warrior, however, the many hundred years of pre-Shapers war in my head, she took up arms when Salandri fell. Huh. But I thought she was, didn't she, there was a vision of her seeing her sister die when the arrow flew overhead? So she was in that war at least? Sir Rich, hello. Brennan introduces a secret 4th table that has been doing other adventures that have had impact on the story in ways our players are unaware of. No. No 4th tables. I like the idea of elves were involved with a craft or profession that wasn't adventuring. That explains why they started out as lower levels. That's totally fair too. Like, yeah, I mean, you can come up with stuff where like, because elves live so long, they do a lot more of like their for fun stuff early, and then they get to like a different life later on sort of thing. Brennan says ... Maybe engaging with the paint and spirits. Maybe between the two, it will chant the people watching the play. Zaya, somebody did ask that actually about whether or not the Halavars would use that tuft of fur from Teor to send the magic dogs after him. It's possible. I think she cares less about them now that Wick is back, but it's certainly possible. Julian and Tyranny were at a Belair orgy. Yeah, it could be that. D&D age 35 is a start of middle age in Pathfinder first edition at 3.5 plus you're halfway to venerable. Great. So Piratey Steve just told me because today I turned 35 I am officially middle-aged. Thanks, Piratey Steve. You think you'll get a desperate measure this week? I think it is very possible. Ashley, thank you for the happy birthday. Did you already add Let's Roll to the 6th card yet? I don't know. think Robbie's playing a fish out of water in the city environment. He was in the city during the overture though, and it's like some of it still it feels even less like he went out of the city. He was standing in the woods talking to Valus and Hannon, and he was still like a super silly guy who was being all playful and whatever. So I don't know. Again, I don't mind if that's how he wants to play the character. He's good at it. It's been super funny, but it's also just like, when did this happen? Like, this is not who you were for all the other episodes you were in. That's it. It just, again, it's that like very quickly he just kind of became somebody else. Yeah. Wait, we're middle aged now? Yeah, apparently, dude. Apparently that's it. You think anyone's going to clock Tyranny's habit of not sharing information or following plans? I don't know, because I don't know how anybody would find out until she finally tells them about stuff. Like if she finally says, "Oh yeah, they're putting demon contracts inside of the Knesset Creed people," you know, but then they'll be like, "Why didn't you tell us that?" And then it'll start something. But I don't know how else they'd find out. To be he's playing the roles, Zibby. I see you. I miss Sharp and Unpredictable Cat again. Him screaming to Tyranny was very interesting at the moment, and then turned into something pretty consequential. I hope he gets time to shine. Same. With everyone there, things got a lot more serious than the soldiers' table. So Robbie overcompensated, bring back the fun vibe. True, but it's also like he's like quiet, and then it kind of became that. But it's fine. I'm also 35. I woke up on my birthday with back pain. Yeah, I woke up. I wanted to go play soccer today. And the left side of my thigh hurt and my knee hurt from playing soccer Tuesday, but it didn't hurt yesterday. So I basically said, like, the day I woke up, 35, today, my body hurt more than it did before. like it knew. It was like, oh, 35, turn up the pain. Wants to explain. I don't know, Bill, because I feel like he wasn't so much of that in the overture, which is why I do that. I feel like Cadigan. Taisha says let's go. Yeah, that's a good one for the card. Slightly adjust anytime he's in a new environment. He seems most of himself traveling in the woods, and now he's out of his element. Mady, I'm happy to be here with my new people. Had such trouble. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, David, but glad you're here. Oh yeah, no, I'm 100% with the offspring thing. Miros was super interesting. Need to fix my sleep schedule, but I'm so glad I'm here. Welcome in, Hubert. The doors to Fairy will open tonight. You think so? And your magical ball, your crystal ball. In Brennan's shoes, I would sort of make this story about what the players think is happening, because if I ran a game where the players had put so much time into something, then I'd reward them. I don't know. Like, I understand the idea, but I don't know that I would be like, oh, the players are completely wrong about what's happening, so I'm just going to make that what's actually happening. I don't know. It would definitely depend on the situation, but part of me is just like, I would just let them be wrong. Like they would just be surprised when they did, you know, whatever, or I would try to guide them, or I would adjust in some way, maybe, but I don't know that I would just be like, oh, let me alter all of what I thought of and what this was just because they theorized something incorrectly. So now I'm going to create it to match their theory instead of what it was. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. With the big group, he falls into watching everyone kind of forgetting his character. That's fair. That's fair. Contrasting the current Time Lords with Revolutions and stuff. Agreed, David. Yep. Forward table secretly a Dimension 20 crew. That'd be interesting. Any theories as to what the cold open might be? I don't see them as cold opens anymore because it's literally just like the start of the episode and then they take a break. The cold opens felt different to me because we were getting like, you know, flashbacks and all sorts of stuff, and now it's been mostly just like, oh, the episode is starting, then they take a break and then they go, which I guess I know it's still a cold open because they don't do like the ads and the intro first, but I don't know which one they'll start with, if I'm being honest. Welcome to the club. Thank you, Dragon Trey. Thank you. Andy says, also wanted to bring up that with so many true believers in the creed, if the Halovars ever harmed them, there's people harming people who loved them, especially of Tyranny's knife. Very true. She's all about that suffering. All about that suffering. That is very true. Welcome to the middle age. Thanks, Mr. Malicious. Welcome in. Oh, I already said that earlier. You were in here earlier. Welcome to the club. Thank you. Jules Core says, we can make a cool and brooding character, but sometimes Dice wants to tell a different story. Yeah. I mean, some of that wasn't Dice, though. That was like him reacting certain ways. So. So the one Conus that escaped the Golden Orchard is the one that cursed Julian's sister, right? I think the idea is that, yeah. I think for the trailer, when we saw Thimble and Taylor on the battle map, Brennan used that gold fur lion mini to represent Sid. Also, I think if Travis wants his shield, he could give the axe to Sid. Very true. The axe that was given to him, yeah, because right now Sid just has a dagger, right? Yet it says random question. If you had the power to make one plot point happen for your birthday tonight, what would it be? I don't think it fits at all, but I would love it to be... Well, one, I already said, one thing that I really want is for them to get information from Mara, because I think Mara knows a ton to share. But I would say, other than that, I also stated earlier, I would love to figure out what happened between Julian and Theozy that Ozzy was like, I'll tell your story about it. I want to know about that. What? Isaac, thank you so much for that follow on Twitch. Appreciate that. David, thank you for the happy birthday. Julian's a drug addict, and what is up with the brawl snap? I think Tyranny's being really untrustworthy. I don't know if she's being untrustworthy, but it is a little odd. Do the contracts make all the... That's what I was thinking, is like they're thinking their power is coming from like the filament. In actuality, they're just secretly warlocks. It's kind of nuts. Because they're getting powers from their demonic things. Exactly, Mama Hun. Yeah, it's a little different. Jonathan, thank you. Yeah, 35 is when the unexplained body pains begin. It's tough. At least I knew mine came from the soccer thing, but... thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Wait till you jump and your ankles swell. Third back surgery? Jeez, Piratey Steve. Third back surgery. Every day with a new mystery pain. Not looking forward to it, Scott. Bingo. Tyranny wears Belair. That's true. Because he did ask her to put it on, so it may happen. That's not a bad one. Definitely. Hey, Kathy. I think you're right, because they have to animate and film campaign 3. They would probably do the claim miniseries, the animate and voice campaign 4. It's a lot. The Thimble flashback revealed that Theozy had something to do with the doors closed, and later said, we will reverse the effects of our last failed attempt. He planned to open them back up. Yeah, that's true. Still call them the cold. Yeah, no. I totally get it. That's what I was saying. I know that they are still cold opens because it is just like jumping straight into it. I just, like in my head, I don't view them as such. Jaden, thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you. Saw you at 9 for your goal. Want to help out. Thank you. Appreciate that. Spooky Libra, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Maybe the cold open should just be NPCs. So it's just Brennan talking to himself, maybe King Gus and the Hounds, just because it'd be funny to watch. Would be entertaining. If it was only like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe. I don't know how much past that I'd be up for, but... I was not cool with the snake eating bit. I think that would upset Wakanda, right? It was kind of just cold, and how does it make them good people? Was confused by the choice. I think they kind of reached the point where it was like, you know, you get to the part where you go greater good, and they were like, we're trying to get in and do this thing, and you know, we are against the Halavars and the Sundered Houses, and they deserve what they get, and then they end up like eating a freaking housekeeper, and it was like, oh, yeah. Thought we had until 40 at least to be middle-aged. Oh, well, dude, apparently that's it. We're there. So glad I don't have to be anywhere today so I can watch this episode. Let's go. Hallbrook says, happy birthday. Thank you very much. At 35, it's time to start yoga. Keep that pain under control. I have been doing more of that sort of stuff, trying to work on staying limber and fit. I think they'll start doing true cold opens after they split, and it'll be the small conversation we couldn't get to during the convergence. Yeah. They will return for sure. And does anyone think that some of Hal's daughters will die since they're getting very involved with everything? I think it's possible, but I also don't. Yeah. To me, it's not like I think it will. It's more of just like I think it's possible. Yeah, that's another thing. I think people pointed out that there were some inconsistencies with the snake because it like shifted sizes and became like a large snake, but it was also being a belt for Cadigan at a point, and so like it shrank down and then grew, and yeah. So already cut Mara shout out, so they rescue her, but Mara is useless. That would kill me. I would hate that, Stephanie. Lemon says, I don't think Tyranny is untrustworthy, but I think the party is very aware of her demonic tendencies. They're certainly learning. Bound Bob says, do you think Hal and Taisha's son is going to be a factor in these episodes? No. Maybe he does roll into town during the play and like help them actually, but that's the only way that I see him kind of becoming a part, is something like that. Zibby says, the great thing about being 41 is that if I want a wild ride with a rush, I just stand up fast. Oh no. I just want to know why the leaders of the remaining centered houses are discussing / planning, because it was said at one point they'd be at the opening of the play. Well, because a house or a meeting was called, first of all. Right? Like a meeting was called, and so they're going to that. I'm more interested in what they talk about and what happens, if we're being honest. Hangers over thing at 35 plus. I've never drank, so I've no deal for me. No big deal for me. Oh, what's up, Batson? Can't wait for tonight's bingo. Let's go. Yeah, guys, I'll say it again. We are doing Critical Role bingo. So we're taking suggestions in the chat. Jaded is compiling them. We'll pick 23 or 24 of them that go in a bingo card, and then we'll be giving out a link. And when you click that link, it will randomize the order of the different options so everybody gets a different card. And then we have a channel in the Discord for bingo where you'll be able to post your card when you get to mark things off and stuff like that, and share your bingo card by like screenshotting it or whatever and putting it in there. So feel free to join the Discord. It is linked in the description down below. Donkey Dan says, Taliesin looks really bothered by the snake eating option. If you look back at his face, he's trying to hide his disapproval of the choice. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. Snake is gone, I guess. Well, so, at first I was also like, wait, her whole thing was she was going to stay after that. And then I remembered now that Wick is going in, like the snake isn't as needed. So then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's valid. So the knights who say knee, we've got the hounds that go wolf. I like that. Knights who say knee. And if you don't know what that is, guys, go watch Monty Python. Ice, no heat. Heat will increase pain, says my pain management doctors. Ah, yes. Daniel with the $5 super chat says, do we think there will be some sort of massacre at the Via Aurora aimed at getting rid of the houses that won't join? That's where my mind has been at, because if we are to believe that the Einfosens really do think the Taconis are the bad guys and they did something, they're certainly going to say something and bring it up at this meeting. So is there going to be a fight? Are there going to be arrests? Or is it going to lead to like the Taconises strike down the Einfosens, right? And can they? I feel like there are more Einfosens in Damakiar than Taconis. I don't know for sure, but because they're like, you know, taking over the city watching stuff, they have power over a lot of guards and stuff. So yeah, I'm very, very interested in that, Daniel. I was literally thinking about that earlier. You know, it was like, okay, if the Taconis and the Einfosens don't see eye to eye in this, Do the Einfosens try to arrest the Daconis? Like, what's the deal here? Because they were given evidence and all that stuff. The snake size discrepancy was wild. I was sure I must have missed something. Yeah, I think it just suddenly was different. And then when it came up and they were like, oh, yeah, it's large. It's a large snake. And it was like, it was just being worn as a belt. Brennan, my anaconda don't want none unless you walk in the sun. Parody Steve, that was clever. Brennan will 100% kill one of House Kids. I don't know when, but I bet it happens. It's quite possible. When do you think we'll get the group names for campaign 4 announced? I don't know. Like, I know you had Vox Machina and you had the Mighty Nine, and you had Bell's House, but how do you name a table of 13 with 3 different groups? Right? So I don't know. That's a great question, and I'm curious if they will. I think they should, because it has made like such a big thing. But I am curious how that will work. The snake was a grower, not a shower. That is wild. Absolutely wild. I'm feeling geriatric listening to this. Yeah, I agree, Daniel. I don't know that we'll see Aligar. Yeah, you would just replace the second I in Timony to get it there, pin and pedal. So close enough. The house meeting was explicitly called originally for everyone to call Taconis to heal and see if they were responsible for all the house kids going missing in the space of a week. Cleberness says, I keep wondering if the Ozzy and Mara were trying to make Fairy an alternate underworld to stop the Taconis monopoly on death. An alternative underworld would be kind of crazy. They do want to right their wrongs, and there was that scene where it seems that they had something to do with the Fairy. Maybe because something wasn't anchored and then it shot across. Maybe they were responsible for the necrotic energy that shot into Fairy and made them close the doors, right? Maybe that was the cloak. I think Tasha's druid abilities can easily explain the small snake becoming a big snake. It was a deer before. I imagine she has many options. Yeah, I mean, it's more so that like most of the time that would traditionally probably require like a recast or something instead of just like it's happening. Again, I'm not gonna throw a fit over the snake change there. Bone Dragon, thank you for the $2 super chat. Team name Dr. Finger and the Magpies. I would veto that one. I would veto that one. I'm still waiting on meeting one of the daughters of the friendly gnome. He said his daughters were falcon. Yeah, I don't know if we ever will. But I hope it is not forgotten. I hope Olbert Morn's daughters are not forgotten. I would like to see them continue. Yeah, the bingo thing is happening. Yeah, most of the houses were against the Shapers. It was the Halavars and Taconis and some other ones that are now gone that were on the side of the gods. I'm wondering if one of Hal's kids is going to end up on the other side of the veil. Oh, Stephanie with another $9.99 super chat says, anyone else notice Hero says, I finally did something better than my sister. Is this foreshadowing or something? More happy birthday money. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, I remember that. She was like really proud that she had done something that I guess maybe she hasn't gotten the same amount of love. Maybe it's a dynamic where she's the second daughter. She's the youngest of the 3 kids across Hal's, family. And so she feels like, oh, finally something that was I was the first to do it instead of I'm walking in the footsteps of my older sibling, right? Yeah. But back to message. Kelly said, I'm wondering if one of Hal's kids is going to end up on the other side of the veil. I think the fairy side, maybe because she sees Aligar or Uncle Thaz, but who the heck knows? It's early. Exactly. It is early days. Zach says, whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's going to be completely out of left field. Agreed. I'm very unsure. Unfuzz and voice their knowledge or be super secret. I just don't know what the benefit of them being secret in that situation is, I guess. I guess to get a read for how other people are feeling and see if they'd be outnumbered. Crazy Keenan says, what do you think the portal at the Hallowed Ground will open? Do you think it's going to be a gateway to another world, different reality shapers? I don't think it's a portal. That's been kind of my thing. I think whatever happens there isn't going to be as crazy of a thing with like a portal to the underworld and all sorts of stuff as others do. That's just my take, though. Certainly possible that it's a thing and it lets demons come up, or it lets the Aussie come back, or you know, like any of that stuff. But I'm just not. I've become less sure about the play over time, personally. I do believe Einfaus and House will fall next. That's possible, but they're such good warriors, you know? How do we enter ideas for bingo? You just put them in the chat. You put them in here. You can, if you at Jaded in the chat and say it, or just make sure to put in front of it like bingo suggestion, and Jaded will try to keep them in there. And then, like I said, you can do, we have a bingo channel in the Discord where you can share your bingo cards as we do it, as we do Critical Role bingo tonight. So stay tuned for that. Critical Role presents The Baker's Dozen. I support that, actually. Just for story, one of the Sundered houses will have to side with the players. For me, question is which one. I'm betting on the Einfausens. Yeah, I could see that. They'll side with the players. Leo says over on Twitch, I wonder if they might just form a collective or a group, given that they'll have the 350 soldiers. Maybe something related to the magpie symbolism, also thematically with the Aussies Falcons. Maybe some bird themed name can arise. I think that's possible. Piraty Steve has wild thoughts. Says, I've always thought maybe there would be lots of player deaths near the campaign's end, and the 6 to 7 final survivors would be up against the ultimate PPEG. That'd be kind of crazy, but then you're also like, hey, you guys played through this whole campaign. You don't get to be in the last fight. Like, you die just before the end. Good luck. On video, a beautiful party name. Nerd is a wet towel. Hey, watch it. Yo, what's up, the EDC Nomad? Starts at 4 a.m. for me, so no bingo, but may the best nerd win. Hey, it do be like that. We have been waiting to see the Aussie's dark side, considering there are varied opinions of him, yet we have only been shown his good side. His big secret is that he is responsible for the doors closing. Yeah, I don't know if that's his evil side, though. I think it was a mistake, the way it's kind of been presented, is that like, oh, there wasn't an anchor, or blah, blah, blah. Firespin says, when the Einfausen told Azune he might have the blood of giants, he was altered to appear more like them. That is true. That is true. He is, you get used to it. Was that in response to me being called a wet towel? Or something else, David? Should we make a bingo card for tonight? So we are doing that, Crazy Keenan. Yeah, we're you can make suggestions in the chat, and then we're gonna put one together. And when you click the link, you will get a randomized one of those options, and then we have a channel in the Discord for it. But yeah, we're gonna be doing we're doing bingo cards for this episode 29. A bingo idea, Travis on his phone. Oh, that'd be in the free section. Do you think the Ozzy becomes a warlock? I don't know what he is now, to be fair. Kate over on TikTok says, my prediction is there are souls stuck in the blood and paint, and the ritual released him to the stone. Well, we know that the orc souls were in the blood because that was kind of like where they were trapped to be. However, Sul Rekshi said that she had freed them, I thought. Like, she broke the prison. So maybe they were in there, but I don't know if they still are. I also support the Baker's Dozen. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Brutal Onslaught, what's up? Welcome in. Partial TPK tonight. Discord link is in the description to the stream. Correct. I'm going to skip down a little bit. Harbrook says, bingo idea, Murray and Cadigan flirt. Who will roll the first nat 1 tonight? Ooh. Who will roll the first nat 1? Also, welcome into the Discord, Gizmo and Bree. If you guys can't find it, let me tag the bingo channel right there in the welcome thing for you. If you can't find it, just click that. Should take you there. I don't know, Chili A1 sauce. I'm gonna, you know what? Let's make it a poll. I'll make a poll. I can't put all the characters on it, but we will do a poll. Who will roll the first nat 1? Let's go Thimble, Wick, Tayor, How? I can only do 4 options, so we'll do that. Those are the 4 options. You get to choose who you think will roll the first nat 1 out of those people. Arship, thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope we get to see another player wear a Belair. Yeah, it's probably the most likely time for it, given he's currently in just mask form. He has no body. What's up, Wheaton guy? Or Wheaton guy? Duncan Bell, thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why is Taisha's character so mean? Saying things like, if you ever say that again, I'd kill you. Another example doesn't seem like it aligns with the character. Yeah, I mean, I think it aligns the character, like you just said yourself. Why do they do that? It doesn't align with the character. If the character is always being that way, I would say that is alignment with the character, right? Like that is the character's personality, is that she can be aggressive, she can be abrasive. You know, she was like, hey, I actually agree with what you're saying, but if you cuss at me like that, I'll kill you. Which again is probably an exaggeration, but more of like when you say something to somebody like, cool, but if you talk to me like that again, you know, like there might have been a little bit of humor in there. You know, can't really tell, but yeah. Welcome into the stream though, Morg. Marina says, or Marinara Sauce says, lots of talk about transformation. The paint was probably transformed into something new entirely. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm surprised they didn't ask. Well, what did you turn it into? That is the character. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like if the character is always like that, which you know you say, it's kind of like then that is the character. They're not like not aligning to the character when that is the character that they've been the whole time, right? That's kind of how I see that. My money is on Travis for the nat 1 with how he's been rolling. Yeah, I probably should have put Travis and Ashley to make it a real competition since they've been rolling the worst. Messed up demon from the Knife and Pigment. Not knowing about the demons in the Kinescent Creed is a bit interesting. You'd think they would be feeding her information about the Celestial. Yeah, that is true. But you know, hey, that's what you think. All demons know each other. What was the name of the name? Was Hollis. Hollis Kennywater. The one true uncle on Twitch says Robbie will be the first nat 1. I honestly think he will keeping horrible at talking to people. You think it'll be the rolls? The paint is made from the blood of the Orc God. I think he is still alive. Do you think the Orc God was the first one that they fought to kill? Hal has, oh yeah, Hal has rerolls and he has extra D4s to add to it. Chili A1. I think Tyranny will put the mask on one of her sisters. That would be kind of nuts. That would be kind of nuts. This big moment growing a backbone. True. If Hal gets a nat 1 on the play and reroll it, will that still count? Yes. Yes. It is who rolls the first nat 1, even if they like use something and re-roll it or whatever. It's just whose roll lands on it first. Thoughts on any possible cold opening? I like the ones that are set in the past. I don't think with these episodes they're doing past things because there's just too many people at the table. Like if they spent the first 20 minutes in a flashback when there are 13 players and 3 groups trying to get through stuff, no, that's 20 more minutes you got to put onto the episode. So I think we'll get back to flashbacks and stuff after. That's my guess, though. Who knows? Maybe they'll end up doing it tonight just to spite me. But Travis Esmond rolling bats says the cat couldn't climb a tree. Yeah, his rolls were quite poor. What if the god souls went down the path and the closing of the doors helped to keep them trapped there? That happened so far apart, though. Like the gods dying happened so long before the doors to fairies closed. Unless you mean like all of their afterlives, like their, which is why all the souls are trapped. They can't get to the afterlives because the gods went to their own afterlives and they got stuck there. Kenny Water's such a fun character and voice. One of my favorite NPCs at the moment. The finger tapping is a cool concept. Oh yeah, the like fidget spinner thing is neat. Sir Nerd a lot over on TikTok says my explanation cat had been living in the water for so long he just doesn't know how to act around people. Yeah, again, he was fine in the overture and he was fine with the soldiers. So this definitely feels like a different version of Cat again. Not or God, but the souls he possessed in his role as God. Yeah, well, that's what he trapped them in the blood. Like that was what he kind of was like, oh, you guys have to take the blood to the after life. So one of the gods are still around, and my money is on the trickster gods. Oh yeah. Yeah. Rowan, I think if anybody's still around, it's that. I think some might have ways of coming back or have thought about coming back or left, contingency plans and stuff like that. But I do think the one who is likely potentially walking now is Rowan. Also, guys, if you guys are watching and you haven't clicked the subscription button yet, it's free. Click that sub button down below and give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy Critical Role, definitely do that. And I'll throw out my normal spiel. I haven't done a spiel. We're an hour and a half in. Once again, yeah, if you like Critical Role, you like Dungeons and Dragons, you like nerd culture content, you're enjoying the conversation, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to support me directly and continuing to try to do this full time, consider becoming a member here on YouTube. It's $5 a month. It's a cup of coffee a month to support the channel. With a membership. It also gets rid of ads for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So you get a benefit and it helps support it. You can also subscribe to my Patreon, link in the description. I also have my Discord where we have a Critical Role live chat where people talk about it during the episode. You get to share fun moments with people. You get to ask questions to people who are watching it. Like if you missed a name, what did they say? What was their name? All that sort of stuff. And then we are now introducing bingo cards. For every episode, we'll take suggestions for the cards in this chat in the pre-show, and then we will post a link where you can create one that randomizes, and then we have a channel for the bingo cards in the Discord, which is also linked down below. Arendelle, thank you for subscribing. What if instead of opening a door to Faria, the Underworld opens one of the gods' afterlives? I think Valera's sister reappears at the meeting of the houses tonight. Do we know that she's even out of the box, though? Like, it's possible she snuck out, and that's why she was sitting on the table. Maybe that's the whole thing, when the box was just sitting on the table and he said he opened it, but, like, nothing was in there. Maybe that will end up being where, like, Lady Cormorant shows up at the table, and she's wearing a mask. And everybody's like, what are you doing, Lady Cormorant? And then it's like a whole thing. That would be pretty neat. That would be pretty neat if she showed up to the meeting. Tunzel's definitely coming back. Yeah, it felt like that, Arjax. Yeah, that there was a plan in place, the way that they were talking. Arby's making a point of saying the cat again isn't his best self in the city. I feel like there's a backstory there, we just don't know it yet. Valid. Or it's just that he has access to alcohol in the city. Who has been my favorite NPC to meet during the convergence? That we met during the convergence? Soul Rexy, probably. Soul Rexy was very cool. It would be fun if Tansel somehow could come back and punish the Taconis and Hailbars for their disloyalty. That won't happen, but they would deserve it. Totally valid. 100% they would. Also, the official D&D lore, a lot of the powerful creatures that can come back are archdevils and archfey, and they're like this greater response after 2100 years, and we are approaching that. That would be kind of nuts. Goober's suggestion for bingo is Brennan exposes the cast's outbursts in the first few seconds. Party Steve says, in regards to bringing back a Shaper, if it becomes possible, the heroes might want to bring back Tansel. The Taconis and Hailbars dropped him like a hot potato once he was gone and don't seem to want him back. They want to fill the power void. So I can 100% see that. I think she's definitely showing up to the meeting in the mask. I think, yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Prediction not necessarily for tonight's episode, but eventually Inessa tries to pull some citywide religious illusion BS, and Dimidus jumps in to cancel it out and turn it into something else. So he arrives back from Timony. So yeah, that would have to be later, I guess, if he actually left for Timony. What was the Russian accent NPC it did in the prequels? Like in the Overture, he did? Orkay had social anxiety around big groups after his time fighting. I mean, he was around groups at Hal's during the Overture, and then he was with the group of 6 or 5, whatever it was, with the soldiers, and they ran into NPCs and he seemed fine. So yeah, I don't think there's like a logical reason why he's being a silly little boy right now. I think he's just doing it. They did make it to the day of the play, Sir Nerdalot. Yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering what else that demon is making besides paint. What else has Belair procured? How deep does the network go into Makyar? Getting substances from a demon must have side effects. Yeah. Who would have known demons were the drug kingpins of the world here? On Lady Cormorant arriving at the meeting, yikes, never considered that. I chalked up to being similar to when Belair and Murray inspected it before, but if Terminate can climb out, yeah, well, the box was open on the table. So it could be that, right? Maybe they opened it and he was, oh, there's nothing in there, and Olgood left it on the table and then just climbed out and walked away. All right, so for the poll, it looks like Tayor wins at 52%, and then everybody else together is only 48%. So everybody thinks Tayor is going to be the one who rolls the first nat one of the night. What's up, Shadow? I pray we get another scene from one of the demons. They've been my favorites. They've been a good time. Could be Tacona's handler wanted to draw the god's power, and Thaz and Cloaks want to bring it back to get them in line. I doubt they want to bring the gods back. Like, that doesn't seem like a Theosophy thing to do. Is bring the gods back. Tayor is number 1, and only Tayor rules Tayor. Beautifully put. Beautifully put. Kimbrel says, just got here. Where do you think they go from here? This feels like the climax and end of part 1 in a book with the overture's prologue. Yeah, I do think this is kind of what everything's been building up to. Where they go from here, I mean, that's a big question, right? It'll depend on what happens here, right? It depends on, like, do one of the houses fight for them, right? Do the Einfosens go to bat? Do they try to take down the Taconis? Do Taconis fight back? Do the Halavar stick up for the Dakonas? Do the Argosians show up and assassinate somebody? Right there's a lot of things that determine where they go next, because it's kind of like asking what happens after the world ends when the world hasn't ended yet. Like I don't know, right? Um, it's kind of how I view it. Like this episode is probably going to determine my thoughts about like what happens next. You know. Do we see the first player death tonight? I think it's probably the biggest chance for a real one. Yeah. Do I think it'll happen? I'm not going to say like yes, but I think it's probably one of the first. I said this before. I think the gloves are now off a bit more, and so it is more likely for characters to die. So when they go into dangerous situations, it is more likely that they will actually die. What's up, Shadow Nerdcore? Are you talking to the Aussie from Beyond the Grave? Yeah, we just know each other like that. Like we got nicknames for each other. So, you know, just me and the Aussie are tight like that. Jaded said closing bingo submissions at 9:30. So you guys have 5 more minutes to make suggestions for bingo. After that, Jaded will compile or put the ones chosen into the bingo card. We will then provide a link in the chat and in the Discord. And then you will click and it will generate a randomized version of that bingo card so that everybody doesn't have the same one. And then there's a channel in the Discord where you can share your bingo card as you get to mark them off. Or if you get bingo, you can say, hey, I got bingo, and all that. So if you're interested in the bingo, now is your last chances to make suggestions to it. And then if you want to join the Discord so you can engage with the other bingo people, then that is linked in the description of this video down below. But just know that that's coming to an end. If a player were to die tonight, who do you believe is most at risk? I would say it's probably somebody that is trying to rescue Mara. That would be my best. I don't know who, but it would probably be somebody going to get Mara, because I'm not 100% sold on a combat at the Hallowed Round, although there could be, in which case I'd probably add that in there. But normally I default to Wick because he throws himself into danger, but I don't think there's going to be a combat at the Via Aurora meeting, so. Do we think the parties are going to be reassembled after Convergence episodes? Do the same parties stick together, be character swaps? I think there will be character swaps, so it might just be like a total of 3 characters move around, not like massive change ups and stuff would be my guess. Dubs. Crazy says, what house do you think is the best, the most dangerous, the most useless? I like the Halavars because the Photark is just such a like conniving lady, and all the like trickery there is fun to me. So I also think the Halavars are probably the most dangerous right now because the Dakonas took some pretty big blows with losing their forces at the Orchard. So they might get a double whammy for me. And they're controlling with the idea of religion and the idea of being saved and there being a god and a higher power sort of thing, like the light. And so I think that can be a little more powerful to like get more people to your side. And in terms of the weakest, right now I lean towards the Cormorants out of well, now the Royces. The weakest are the Royces right now. I mean, nobody has an outright cleric or anything minutes with Moon. What's up, WB? Your cup of Joe. Hello, hello. Finally got caught one of the pre-shows. Glad to have you. I wonder if that means something could happen to Wick to make way for a new Sam player character or a full Celestial version of him. Full celestial version of him would be kind of crazy, and I would be curious how they would try to balance that into the game with everybody else. Yeah, normally I'd say he's most at risk. In this episode, I think he's quite safe. Mara the Wing is the Falcon that is seen with the Ozian that he saw right before he died, and she also has she likely has Wraith's touch, which is what Julian's sister now has, and she can't take her human form anymore, or else she'll die. But yeah, she's a druid. If a PC death happens tonight, who do you think will sacrifice themselves for the plan to work? I think Ozane is likely, but that's just me. Maybe Octus. I think there are a couple people who would be willing to sacrifice themselves. I think Hal maybe for his family and his kids. Azune definitely is the type. I could see Octus trying to right the wrongs of his family by doing it. Yeah, I mean, there are several options. Valus, has lived over 1,000 years, so she might be like, I'm going to give somebody else a chance. Like all my family was killed or whatever. Those sorts of things. So lots of options for that. I like Einfasen girl that's into Julian reminds me of Half Phoenix Librarian from Fantasy High. Yeah, she's fun. Ingrid. I think this episode will be 6 hours easy. Don't put that evil on me. Do not put that evil on me. She can communicate as a falcon. Wild Shape in 2024 allows you to talk and cast spells and stuff like that. So I mean, maybe he would say that she can't for some reason, but I'm pretty sure we've seen other people talk in like their bear forms and stuff like that. So she could just talk as a falcon. Or somebody would just be speaking with an animal if for some reason they didn't let her do that. Saint, thanks for the follow.
Get this.
Appreciate that. Mr. says Taylor has a real chance to go, in my opinion, primarily because I think Travis isn't super into the character. I think if you're just judging off of the Convergence, I definitely understand that. I think he was fine when he was with the soldiers. I just think in the Convergence, he has not been interested in general. Is Taliesin going to be off screen the whole time if Tyranny doesn't wear him? Yeah, I thought the same thing. Is kind of like, what's he going to be doing? Given the situation where Tyranny didn't put him on, like Taliesin's just going to watch the whole time. He's not going to participate in the episode because he's just a sentient mask that isn't actually able to activate without being on somebody. If you could choose to turn into an animal like Mara, what would you choose? Oh God. I'm just going to say falcon. I wouldn't, but that's just because, at first my initial instinct is to say a lion, but then I think like lions don't fly. I just like lions, right? I think they're cool. But I'd have to put a lot more thought into that. Happy birthday, old man. Thanks, Mikey. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Gene says, severe weather going to start in 30 minutes in Missouri and tornado in Illinois. Be safe, y'all. I'm in Missouri. Oh, dang. I hope everything works out. If Mara's saved this episode, we won't get in from her until next week. Probably, yeah. She's probably saved towards the end. But I do hope she shares a lot. Do we think the houses are also splitting up, or will they be at the meeting? I think all of the houses will be represented at the meeting, Madison. Yeah. I'm rooting for 6 hours too. No. Anyone wonder why Hal never uses bardic inspiration? What do you mean? We've felt reverberations at the back of our skulls so many times. So many times reverberation at the end of the at the back of the skull. Do you think Hal is in danger at the round? I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen there. Maybe it's because she really is not doing anything or has a place right now. Does Mara have the same sickness as Julian's sister? I think so. Do we think they're going to have one more episode of Converge like this? Yes. Maybe 2. 3 hours for the meeting, 3 hours or for the play, and 2 hours for the rescue. 8 hours, Lucas? I'll die. I'll literally die. Tonight's length. Why stop at 6 hours? I bet it's 6.5. And doesn't have a cooldown because they had to cut the recording raw in the middle, like episodes 10 and 11. Saint says, I think Travis is super feeling Taylor. I think that's just Taylor. I would say in the Convergence, there's a noticeable difference in Travis in the Convergence compared to the Overture and the Soldier's Arc. Travis was always never interested in the shopping episodes of Scroggs. Not being a super smart character, he's probably just bored like he has been in the past. It's possible. Again, he just doesn't seem interested. Wild shape choice, Honey Badger. Mars unable to turn human because of her illness. Ray Touch, that was the gym held by which kind of dude, right? Was just Julian's sister. I don't know if we know who did it with her. I don't think we have that answer. Has your ranking of any character changed after seeing him in the Convergence? Probably not by a lot. No. Probably not by a lot. I think most are the same. I think, yeah. Maybe a slight shift. Nobody is like moved a lot. Like has some half moves, probably. Do you think we're getting the same 3 tables when they split? No, I think there'll be slight adjustments. I don't think we're going to get like complete wild changes, but some slight adjustments. I think most likely to switch tables. It's too hard to know because we don't know what they're doing, right? Like it's so hard, Stormblessed, because we don't know what the next missions are. Where are they going? What are they doing? That will determine kind of what table they're going to be at, right? So it's really hard to predict with that. I think tonight is going to help us understand more about like where the world sits moving forward. Excited to hang in the Discord and play bingo. Let's go. All right, we got the bingo. All right, hold on. Just so you guys can see, I'm getting ready to put in the chat. What do I have? Display capture. 1 second, guys, and I'll show you. All right, so when you click the link I'm going to provide, made by Jaded, you will get this. And you'll click generate card, and then it will randomly generate each of these, right? You'll get your own card. All right, and then when you click, it will mark it out. And then you'll be able to share yours. You can just screenshot it. For any of you who don't know, you would just, in your little Windows search thing, just type snip, and then you'll do a thing, and you can use your snipping tool, take your screenshot, do it. But yeah, there we go. You'll just go to the link, you'll click generate card, it will randomize your card, and then that will be your card for bingo. So shout out to Jaded for doing this. Let me go ahead, I'll throw the link in the chat. Again, you can share it in the Discord if you want to play bingo with us. Go ahead and do that. There's the link a couple of times for you. So go ahead and make your cards, generate your cards, join the Discord, and you can share your cards in the chat so everybody knows what you're working with. And then when you get bingo or you mark some stuff off, maybe at like the break, you come in and say like what's there and stuff like that. But there you go. We got Critical Role bingo happening with the pre-shows. Wick has moved up in my estimation. He was pretty good before, but now he's one of the best characters in the group. Well, again, to me, I already had him towards the top, so like I agree. He's had some absolutely amazing stuff. But it's like he was already towards the top for me, so. Hal has the reverberations. Austin has the Rolodex. Yep. I feel like Thimble and Ox is definitely going to need to start to get them and split tables again. I could see that. Who do I want to switch tables? Well, I wanted the Seekers to break up before. I want the Seekers to split. I still do. Even though I think that the Seekers have been way better in the Convergence than their arc, I still think they should split up. Can we do it as a drinking game instead? If that's how you want to play it, Marinara, absolutely you can do your bingo. But yeah, you can see in the Discord, people are already sharing what their cards look like. So you kind of know what you're holding it to. Hold on, let me do this again. Right, so you see the channel, we have the link, and then somebody has already shared their card, and then other people just go on in there and share yours as well. Oh, did I do it twice? Whoops, sorry. But definitely feel free to jump on in there. We got 2 cards in there so people can see where they got. We got a dirty joke here, then the ones up there. Yep, share them right there in the Bingo Critical Role channel. If you guys are interested, the link is in the description, and you can jump in and do some Critical Role episode 29 bingo. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to the channel. Do you think any of the players are going to betray the table at some point? I think the most likely are Tyranny, Azune, Belair, Julian. I think those are the 4, and then probably Valus. Those are my top 5 for betrayals. Don't see the link. Well, it's in the Discord, Chili, but otherwise, here, I'll put it in the chat again. Unusual activity. Oh, it's because people are joining the Discord. Discord is alerting me because like 4 people joined the Discord within a minute, and so they're like, whoa, 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 review the alert. Work is resolved. It's all good. And yeah, I'll put right here in that chat the bingo channel for you guys to go grab your stuff. Character has a +3 to bingo. Oh, you're gonna be crushing it. And do you have to pay? No, Discord is free, Gene. It's a it's basically like a chat, whether it's text or a voice platform. It does not cost anything. You can join the server from the link down below in the description and stuff like that to be able to do that if you want to share your cards. But no, it's completely free. Do you think Valera was trying to sacrifice Tyranny for the mission when he asked her to put on the mask? I don't think so. I think he was like, trust me on this. But also that was a little odd instead of being like, he'll just go as somebody else. I guess he was worried about getting in. Huffdud in regards to Table Split says, it seems so far like the next mission will be the Orchard, Houndsport, and Schemers. I'm not so sure about the Orchard because I don't know why they would go to destroyed Orchard. Yeah, same, Jay. Yeah, I'm not convinced there's a need to go to the Orchard anymore. I really hope Valus switches to which needs a cozy bud to bounce off of, and I want to see Valus and Belair. Morgo, thanks for the subscription. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. If you want to show some support to the stream, consider becoming a member here on YouTube. Or if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime, which means you can subscribe for free on my Twitch at twitch.tv/nerdcoregg. So definitely feel free to use your Prime sub over at my Twitch. Well, Teoric adding both have been pure fighters, so it makes sense there was not very much for them doing non-heavy fight episodes. Yeah, I get them being more background, but I think there's a difference between background and like not saying a single word in a 4-hour episode, right? Don't see the bingo channel. Okay, when you join, make sure you select actual plays. So I see people are joining now and they did not choose actual plays. So like Ainra, I'm going to give you the actual plays tag because that is what will give you access. So you now have it. Mr. Flo, you have it. Undo, you didn't select actual plays, gave you actual plays. Paul, you have it. Singing, you have it. Phenotype, you have it. Page Smash, you have it. Yeah, you got to make sure that you select actual plays when you're joining the server because that's the section it's in, is the actual plays section. So if you didn't, just type in the general chat that you didn't get it, and I will 100% try to give you the access ahead of time. But you can make your cards there, screenshot, put them in there, and do that. I'll put the bingo thing in there again as well. But yeah, just type in general if you didn't, and I will try to get you access if you didn't. But we are about at time, guys. So thank you guys for being here. You grab your bingo card. I'll throw it in there one more time for the bingo. It gives you access to the channel where everybody's talking about the bingo cards. So like right now, you can see some people are joining, like, see what's red. You got to look at their tags. Like Raj just joined and only selected D&D for their roles. You have to also, so I'll add it, actual plays. And now they have the actual plays one. Snow Rose, thanks for subscribing. And that will allow them to see the actual. So right now, if you select Dungeons and Dragons, you can see these channels, the D&D channels, D&D News, D&D General, D&D Noobs, and stuff like that. Actual plays is where you get to see all these channels, which is Critical Role. I know this is a small window, but right. So I have this channel, Bingo Critical Role, where people are sharing their stuff. Might want to pin the bingo link. That is a good idea. Pin. So when you join, you have to select the role of actual plays, like right there, and that will let you gain access to that. And if you didn't, again, if you didn't and you're not finding it, I will put it in there so you guys can see it. Or a general, I will give you the tag if you didn't. Just make sure you post it in there. But thank you guys for being here. How do you generate the bingo card? There's a link in the bingo channel. When you click it or in the chat there, you will be able to see it'll generate bingo card, and then you'll do it. And you can, screenshot it and post it in the thing. Any more questions, post them in the Discord. I'm going to go and wrap this up, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for all the super chats, the subscriptions, and stuff like that. Really appreciate it. Minutes, thank you for the happy birthday. Thank you to everybody who gave me happy birthday wishes, WB, and all that stuff. But feel free to join. The Discord is linked in the description below. Discord is literally under this video. So just click down there and you should see it. It's a birthday. It is Heathen. Yep. All right, guys. Peace out. Enjoy the